So a patient comes in, sodium 122, critically low. She has heart failure, her legs are swollen, her neck veins are up. Every sign points to too much fluid in her body. She's also been vomiting for 3 days straight, dry mouth, fast heart rate, every sign that points to too little fluid in her body. Same patient, same blood draw, two exams that contradict each other completely. And if you correct this number the wrong way, even with the right diagnosis, you can cause permanent irreversible brain damage. This is the case that breaks people who think hyponatremia is a salt problem. It isn't. Let's find out what it actually is. The instinct everyone starts with is low sodium means give sodium. Simple deficiency, simple fix. But this is almost always wrong. Sodium concentration is not an amount, it's a ratio. Sodium over total body water. And a low number can mean you either lost sodium or it can mean your water went up. And in the overwhelming majority of real cases, it's the water. The kidneys failed to clear it, and whatever sodium was already there got diluted. So this isn't a salt deficiency, it's a water clearance failure, and the hormone responsible for that failure is ADH, or antidiuretic hormone. ADH's only job is telling the kidneys to hold on to water and don't excrete it. Normally, when the blood gets too dilute, ADH should shut off, and the kidneys should flush the extra water out. Hyponatremia happens when the ADH refuses to shut off, even when the body's own dilution signal is screaming at it to stop. The question that actually matters now isn't why is the sodium low? It's why won't this patient's ADH turn off? And the answer to that question splits into exactly 3 categories. And those 3 categories can be diagnosed almost entirely at bedside, with your hands before a single extra test comes back. Trap 1. Hypovolemic hyponatremia. The patient has lost real volume. Vomiting, diarrhea, diuretics, even a small drop in circulating volume, as little as 5 to 10%, gets sensed as a threat to perfusion. The body responds by releasing ADH to hold onto water, even though that water retention is what's diluting the sodium further. But this is not a malfunction. It's the body choosing to protect blood pressure over sodium concentration. Because in evolutionary terms, a perfusion crisis kills you faster than a sodium problem. On examination, you will see dry mucous membranes, fast heart rate. The patient stands up and gets dizzy. The solution is simple. Give back volume, isotonic saline. Once the body senses it has enough circulating volume again, the ADH drive turns off and the kidneys correct it themselves. Trap 2. Euvolemic hyponatremia. And this is the one that hides. Total body water is up, but on examination, there is no edema, no dehydration, nothing dramatic on examination. The patient looks normal, and that normal looking examination in someone who is clearly hyponatremic is itself the clue. This is SIAD-H, which stands for Syndrome of Inappropriate Antidiuretic Hormone Secretion. The pituitary is releasing ADH for no real physiological reason at all. Cancer, brain pathology, lung disease, certain drugs may be the cause. The solution to this is to restrict fluids. And here is the trap inside the trap. Giving this patient saline or fluids can make things worse. The salt gets excreted, the water gets kept, and the dilution gets deeper. Trap 3. Hypervolemic hyponatremia. Both total sodium and total water are up, but water more than sodium. Heart failure, cirrhosis, nephrotic syndrome can all be causes to this. The body is overloaded with fluid, but the kidneys don't sense overload. They sense a failing pump or fluid trapped in a wrong compartment, and they read that as low effective volume, exactly like the vomiting patient. Same final pathway, same ADH response, completely different causes. On examination, we would see swollen legs, fluid in the belly or ascites, neck veins showing, the opposite picture from trap 1 or the hypovolemic one, but driven by a related mechanism underneath. The solution to this is to restrict fluids and to treat the underlying cause. More fluid here is dangerous. One number, sodium 122, splits into exactly 3 roads. And you can tell which road you're on by what your hands find on examination, not just the lab slip. Lose real volume, the body holds onto water to protect perfusion. That's trap number 1. Look completely normal on examination despite the number being wrong, that's trap number 2, the one that hides in plain sight. Look overloaded, but the kidneys still sense a failing pump, that's trap number 3. 3 different diseases, 3 different fixes, and 1 identical lab value. Sometimes the examination can't decide. One disease process is pulling you towards overload, and another is pulling you towards depletion at the same time. You stop trusting a single snapshot, and you let urine sodium and the trend over hours make the call instead. Now look at our patient again. Heart failure pointing towards overload. Vomiting pointing towards depletion. Both processes converge on the exact same hormonal pathway, reduced effective circulating volume, which is why the exam can genuinely contradict itself. This isn't you missing something. Sometimes the body really is sending 2 true signals at once. When the bedside examination can't resolve it, you stop relying on the examination alone. Urine sodium becomes the tiebreaker. Low urine sodium means the kidney are actively trying to conserve sodium, consistent with either trap 1 or trap 2, hypovolemic hyponatremia or hypervolemic hyponatremia. The body is sensing low effective volume either way. On the other hand, higher urine sodium points toward syad H, where the kidney isn't holding onto sodium at all, just water. You don't force this case into one clean category from a single snapshot. You trend it, weight, fluid balance, repeat urine studies, and let the data resolve what the exam couldn't. The sodium was never the diagnosis, it was the question. The volume status examination is the answer. That's all. Thank you, and see you in the next lecture.